Hey, and what is going on, everybody? It is Zero here, back with some more PTR action for you. We're going to be looking at a Crusader set today, guys. Particularly Seeker of the Light with holy hammers, and oh my god. You can see right here we got a guy on the top of the leaderboard right now in PTR 103 cleared, 1455. Keep in mind this guy's like Paragon 4000. But the proof is there, man. All these guys are running Seeker of the Light, man. Nobody runs Seeker of the Light on live right now. It's all LON bomb, but one itemization change has changed it all, guys. Let us get into it. It is so beefy now. It is so strong. Let's look at the skills first. For anyone that's run Holy Hammers before, everything's the same for skills. We got Blessed Hammer with Limitless, Falling Sword, Part the Clouds, Akarat's Champion, Prophet, Iron Skin, Flash, Provoke, Too Scared to Run, Laws of Valor, Critical. For your passives, Finery, Fervor, Indestructible, Holy Cause. If you need Holy Cause if you don't have a lot of life return, like if you don't have a good amount of life on hit or life per wrath spent, you're gonna need Holy Cause to keep yourself alive. If, on the other hand, you have a good amount of both life on hit and life per wrath spent, you can swap this out for Blunt, which is gonna increase the damage of Blessed Hammers by 20%. That's a pretty big deal. But otherwise, you're gonna want Holy Cause to keep yourself alive. Keep that in mind. You need this if you don't have life on hit and life per wrath spent. Okay, gear-wise, guys, it's pretty standard. Almost everything is identical to the way it was before or right now on live servers. Okay, you're gonna be running your 6 pieces of the Seeker of the Light, starting with your shoulders. And the name of the game here, guys, for your stat priority is cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction, cooldown reduction, cooldown reduction. And if you can fit it in, some area damage. Okay, so shoulders, ideally, for me, I would like to have strength, all res, cooldown, and area damage. But that's easier said than done. For your helmet, guys, the norm right now is to run Blessed Hammer damage. I think now, though, it's at a point where, because it can push further with its damage, that you need to roll Blessed Hammer damage off the helmet. I haven't done it yet, but you should probably have Strength, Vite, and Crit Hit Chance on there instead of the Blessed Hammer damage, as it is on live servers. Okay? Because you're able to push much further, you really need more health than you did before. Obviously, we're going to be running Heart of the Lion, pretty standard here. Strength, Vite, Armor, Strength, Vite, Life percent, whatever you want to go with there. The pants as well, Strength, Vite, Armor. You can actually probably fit in some sort of life regen there if you want to. Boots remain the same. I think you should definitely keep your Blessed Hammer damage on your boots, just like they are on live servers right now, with the main stat Vite Armor roll on there. Gloves, again, you definitely want cooldown. Mine are not ideal, but you want strength, crit chance, crit damage, and cooldown reduction is going to be ideal there. This is a staple of the build, the Sacred Harness. It's something you absolutely must have, and you want to go for a straight tank stat belt here, guys. This is an important belt because Judgment gains the effect of Debilitate Rune and is cast at your landing location when you cast Falling Sword. So it gives you Judgment Debilitate Rune for free. It's not on your hotbar. It is just cast whenever you do Falling Sword because of the belt. So it's very, very useful. Very useful indeed. If you don't know what that skill does, we can look at that real quick. Where is, I'll read it out to you. Judgment. Pass Judgment on all enemy 20 yards. Location, immobilize them in place for 6 seconds, and then we got the Debilitate, increase the duration to 10 seconds. So it's just a really nice CC. Okay, guys, it's a very nice CC, and you get it for free. You don't have to have it on your hotbar. Next up, another staple of the build, you need Gabrielle's Van Braces with holy skills, strength, crit hit chance, and my personal preference here, I think, would be some life regen. Some sort of life regen. Whatever you can get on there would be ideal if you really want to push with it. When your Blessed Hammer hits 3 or fewer enemies, 81% of its wrath cost is refunded. So that's a pretty big deal, especially against the Guardian. It makes it so you can just spam even more hammers, basically. Okay, another big part of it, guys, the Guard of Joanna. In this case, there's a number of ways you could go. You could go like a pure tank. But I think that it's really useful here to have life per wrath spent. Okay? Because you are constantly spending a ridiculous amount of wrath with this build. It's constant. Just, you go from having full to none, to full to none, to full to none, like clockwork. It's not even funny. So if you have life per wrath spent on this shield, it's really going to help your survivability in the long run, guys, okay? And Blessed Hammer deals increased damage by up to 250% for the first 3 enemies it hits. Very big deal. Definitely during that Guardian, right? And then we're going to be running Joanna's Augment. This is a definite, like, you cannot run the build without this, guys. Increase the attack speed and damage of Blessed Hammer by 100%. Very big deal. Now again, I would suggest, guys, that you actually roll the main stat off of this and try and augment it now, not on live servers, but the way it is now on the PTR. I would roll off the main stat, augment it with as high strength as you possibly can, put damage percent on it, life per hit, and cooldown is what I would suggest. And if you can't get if you can get attack speed over damage percent and those other stats, then that'll work as well. Attack speed is not a bad thing for this build. It's actually very good. But I would prefer a damage percent roll on there. Rings, we're using Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. You can also swap this out with a Convention of Elements. Like if you get a nice ancient Convention of Elements, throw this on here, put the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac in a cube. But you need those 2 rings for sure. If you want them, that is. There are definitely more than one way to run this, okay, guys? So let's actually talk about the reasons you would run Convention of Elements. If you can survive, if you have enough life on hit and life per wrath spent, you can easily use a Convention of Elements to vastly increase the amount of damage you're doing. If you are having trouble surviving, on the other hand, you're going to need a Unity. Okay, so no matter which ring you have to run, you just want to put whichever one you have that has rolled better on your character and the other one in the cube. So you're either going to be wearing an Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac with a Convention of Elements in the cube, or vice versa, or you'll be running an Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac with the Unity in the cube, or vice versa. Okay? And it really all comes down to how much or how well you can sustain yourself, which one of the other rings you're going to use. But you're always going to use Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac for the cooldowns. You want cooldown as much as possible, okay? Because you need to be hitting Falling Sword at the minimum every 8 seconds, if possible. The cooldown that you're searching for, guys, the amount that you're looking for is around 46%. Higher is fine. I would aim for like 45 to 50% cooldown reduction, because you need every 8 seconds you need to cast Falling Sword. It's just mandatory, guys. Okay, so that's that ring. We're going to be using the Compass Rose. This one's really not great, but it has life per hit on it, which is nice. There are definitely better rolls you could get here. I think I would ideally like area damage, attack speed, life per hit, and crit damage is what I would like on it. But that's a way easier said than done. And we're going to be running the Traveler's Pledge. Definitely want this set. While moving, damage taken is reduced up to 50%. While standing still, damage dealt is increased up to 100%. Whenever you're doing damage in this build, you're standing still. So that's a constant 100% buff to how much damage you're doing. And when you're on the move, you're taking a little less damage. So it's a must-have. Okay. All right. That's all the gear, guys. Let's look at the cube real quick. So we have the Hammer Jammers, which is normal. Enemies take 400% increased damage from your Blessed Hammer for 10 seconds after you hit them with a blind, immobilize, or stun. Now, where are we getting our stuns? We're getting them from Falling Sword, Part of the Clouds, Okay, that's why we talked about this belt, right? We're getting the Judgment rune with the Debilitate rune, so we're getting a 10-second stun on that. So we're constantly getting that buff. Like I said, right now I have a Unity in there because I don't really find that I have enough survivability. And then last but not least, this used to, on current live servers, we're running the Furnace in this spot, but now we are running Faithful Memory. This is a sword that's been crapped forever, but they've changed it. Each enemy hit by Falling Sword increases the damage of Blessed Hammer by 60% for 10 seconds. Whoa. That is nuts. So it instantly equates to more damage than the Furnace, no matter what. If you manage to get a Rift Guardian that summons adds, it's over in seconds. Okay, the footage you're going to see is an 80, guys, and I die quite frequently in it because, like I said, I don't have a lot to sustain myself with the gear that I have. It's really not a very good set of Seeker of the Light gear. But the reason I'm showing you this footage is just to show you, like, even with the deaths, it was not hard to finish off this Rift. And I should also mention that even if you get a Rift Guardian that doesn't have ads, or like lots of ads or no ads, you're still going to be fine. Like, that damage bonus from the Faithful Memory is still going to be equal out to more damage overall than a Furnace would give you, and you're still going to crush it. This build has never really had any real problems with crushing the Rift Guardian. Blessed Hammers are very strong, and it's a lot easier to survive against just the Rift Guardian than a whole whack of trash. But yeah, this build is crazy, and as long as they don't nerf it, this is going to be the bee's knees, the shit next season for Crusader, man. Everybody's going to be running this, which is great because it's a lot less intense for putting the gear together than LON Bomb. LON Bomb is an extreme grind to get up and running and to really optimize. I've been running LON Bomb for a while this season now. I still don't have an Ancient Swift mount, and I've reforged my second Swift mount like a good 40 times, and I still don't have one. This is a lot easier to get off the ground and optimize than LON Bomb. So I wanted to make a video about it because I'm pumped about it. Like, I like Crusader, and I've always liked the hammers, but it's always been like really like it's not great, you know. It's never been really great. It's been always fun, but never great. And this has me pumped. I'm definitely going to play Crusader again next season just because of this one change, and I want to like play hammers, man. So basically the deal, guys, with this build is you want to spam everything. Okay, you want to spam your Akarat's Champion, Iron Skin, Provoke, Laws of Valor, Blessed Hammer, and Falling Sword. What you basically want to do is you want to jump with your Falling Sword into as many enemies as you possibly can. If you have to kite them around a little bit, bring them together, do it. Jump in with Falling Sword, hit everything else immediately after, start swinging those hammers, and you'll see the cooldowns are fucking crazy. All your stuff comes off cooldown like bam, 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 bam. And the moment it's off cooldown, you hit it again. Everything. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Right? You want to hit everything as much as possible. That's basically how it works. If you're not doing a Falling Sword, you're spinning your hammer. The moment Falling Sword is up, you Falling Sword again. Even if you can only land on one enemy, do it. Okay? This is the key to survivability. You want to be Falling Sword every 8 seconds minimum. Okay? And there's going to be times when you mess that up and you die anyway, but it doesn't matter because this build can kill things so quickly. It's ludicrous how good it is now. I'm really pumped for it. This is a great change. The only thing I would change otherwise, guys, is if you look at the Seeker of the Light. This, I'm talking to Blizzard. They're never going to see this, but I'm going to mention it anyway, okay? So let's look at the set real quick. Every use of Blessed Hammer that hits an enemy reduces the cooldown of Falling Sword and Provoke by 1 second. Excellent. Okay, excellent. We want Falling Sword as much as possible. You take 50% less damage for 8 seconds after landing with Falling Sword. This is why you want to do this every 8 seconds, in case you didn't know. Okay, but I assume that most people know what Seeker of the Light does by now. Okay, every 8 seconds, Falling Sword, 50% less damage. 6-piece set, increase the damage of Blessed Hammer by 1250%. Amazing. And Falling Sword by 500%. Falling Sword does no damage. It's shit for damage. It's not even, you don't even need to think about it. Just imagine the Falling Sword damage isn't there. It doesn't matter. That's what they need to change with this build. They need to change it so that, like, something else, something different, like after you land with Falling Sword, get more life on hit for 8 seconds. That would be phenomenal, right? Like, even if it was something low, 1,000 life on hit. 1,000 life on hit for 8 seconds after landing with Falling Sword would change this build immensely. Even if it was 500, I'd be happy. 500 life on hit after landing with Falling Sword for 8 seconds would be better than 500% Falling Sword damage. They need to change it in some way, because even though the build is way better now, it's still super squishy, and you're still going to die a lot no matter what. The difference is now you have the power to really push, even though you're dying all the time. You're gonna die a lot with this build. No matter how good your gear is, you're gonna die. So they need to do something with that 6-piece. Anyway, that's it for the build, guys. Get on PTR and try it out. It's really fun. It's really great. It's refreshing to see the Crusader have some other option for pushing than LON Bomb. It's fantastic. Very good change. Hopefully Blizzard doesn't nerf it. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.